board of interesting things. First, Amazon is releasing an accessory for their Alexa. It's called the Amazon Look, or excuse me, Echo Look. And what it is essentially a camera that's designed to take full-length 3D depth photos, and it's wireless. You can move it around. And essentially, Amazon is aiming to replace your bathroom mirror when you get ready in the morning. It allows you to take full-length photos of yourself. It stores your outfit. This is a product clearly, I think, aimed at women as far as the target demographic.
Don't be sexist. I want to make sure I look good.
True, but I think that's their target demo out the door.
Okay.
So it allows you to track all of your outfits over time. It also allows you to basically ask Alexa if you're in style. Essentially, it can analyze your style, and you could get suggestions of clothes to buy, things like that automatically fit you because of the depth sensing camera. There's been some concern about privacy and like they're walking into a privacy minefield. But, if they handle it well, I think this could be interesting. There's also
privacy minefield too. You start posting it on Instagram every 5 seconds.
Right.
Look at my outfit.
Well, yeah, then I guess there's not a privacy minefield if you're voluntarily putting the information up. But I think, this accessory would cost $200 when it launches later this year. And I think there's a lot of push towards taking the internet and the shopping in a store and kind of melding them to the idea where I could stand in front of a mirror and then pick certain clothes and see what it would look like on me without actually trying them on. Things like that. So there's a potential shopping thing here that's pretty huge.
The Echo Look.
Not bad.
So your Echo can tell you, oh, Kelly, go
know.
back in and try again.
Got a really sassy computer,
I
I tell you. So next story, the advent, we've talked about 3D printers before. We showed them in here on a small scale, but the advent of using 3D printers to build houses is getting more and more popular. It actually makes nothing but sense. MIT actually had the largest structure with a 3D printer built just this last week. They built an igloo-like structure that was 50 foot wide, and they did it in just mere hours. There's another company called Apis who's been printing 400 square foot homes in 24 hours for under $10,000. And
Oh my goodness.
it just uses the basic principles of 3D printing, where it slowly lays one layer at a time and it builds it from the ground up.
And then you install the windows and the doors.
You install the windows, you paint it on the inside.
Right, they build the structure like the wood or whatever, and then you come in and you put this sink in and everything
generally
else.
Just lays down concrete and then any sort of reinforcement things it needs in the concrete. So all of your structure is one wall. It's actually pretty strong, which is crazy. But I mean, you could see this has huge implications not only for low-cost housing, but also
tiny home revolution.
They're saying they could send these sort of robots to like the Arctic and build Arctic structures before researchers arrive, things like that. Very neat. Very neat stuff.
All right, what else you got?
Moving right along, another fun story.
As we should pause for a second, and somebody just reported they're now printing homes.
It's true.
On the radio, and we're like, all right, well, what else you got?
Well, there's been a lot of stuff. I tell you, sci-fi is coming to reality real quick. We talked the other week about the military looking into speeder bike, like flying bikes. But Silicon Valley has really gone crazy with the idea of flying cars now. And they have a thing called the Arrow, I believe, coming out. And you got to look at the video. It's like a quadcopter, like the drones you see, but on a massive scale, a netting on top so you can't fall in, and buoys on the bottom so it can land on and float on water. And
kind of looks like the Green Goblin from Spider-Man.
It does look like that. And you know what's crazy is it's got the FAA approval. It requires no pilot's license, and you can learn in minutes.
This is going to be
no pilot's license.
It just looks like a whole lot of fun just to play around with.
It looks like a lot of fun. I think that's, as far as recreational vehicle, I think that's where it's going to start.
Well, how much do these things go for?
Yeah.
That's you know what, they haven't announced it yet. You can pre-order one for like $1,000, but so you can imagine.
That's a deal.
That is.
I think that just goes towards your price.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know what I mean? I
That's a
don't
down
think that's
payment.
the actual cost.
Who's making these?
It's a company called Arrow, and the actual flyer is called Kitty Hawk. So if you search Kitty Hawk flyer or Kitty Hawk flying car, you're going to find it immediately. Really neat looking thing.
Say how high it can go and how fast?
Not all that high. And I can't remember the top speed, but I think it's something like 60 miles an hour.
Not as high as Steve Ween, but that's a cool. It's like a flying drone.
It is, that you can sit on and pilot.
Yeah. All right. What else you got?
Well, finally, everyone's always looking for 4K content.
Yes.
You know. Well, NASA's been putting out 4K content on their YouTube channel for the last 2 years. So if you need some really high quality content, NASA has some beautiful things to put on your screen. They actually just did a 4K live stream from the International Space Station last week. which was
That's amazing.
just a marvel of
So
engineering.
if you go to YouTube on my Apple TV and I search one of these 4Ks, my Apple TV, and I have a 4K TV, I'll be able to watch it in 4K?
Probably not, because I don't think the Apple TV supports 4K.
Gotcha.
But say if you had your computer or your laptop plugged into a 4K TV and it was running at 4K res, or had a 4K TV that has the YouTube app built in,
Right.
that could also potentially work.
All right, good to know.
Neat stuff.
Good
Boy,
stuff,
yeah,
Larry.
really good stuff. All right, so you print a home. You're going to fly to your home in your printer and watch your TV through YouTube.
From signals coming from space.
From signals from the International Space Station. That's pretty safe to say that that's a good tech segment.
Yes.
You pretty much touched it all.
You hit it out of the ballpark.
Larry, have a good week. Thanks.
You guys too.
Thanks for checking in. That was some good stuff, right? All right.
Yeah.
It is 7:56, Big 550, KTRS.